What is up guys, Andy Forresty Runner here and welcome to episode 4, the penultimate week of Chasing 75. So welcome back to the penultimate episode of Chasing 75, and today, unlike the 10k training that I did recently, today I'm going to be going through with you guys all of the training that I've done in this 5-week tune-up block. It's going to be 4 weeks worth of training because of course we have next week's taper, which isn't going to be anything special, but I will do a video next week detailing what I'm doing in the taper. But this video is going to be covering the last 4 weeks of training. However, right now we have a 20-minute tempo run to get done. It is 4:30 on Friday afternoon. I have a 45-minute window to get a run done because I have to go and pick up my daughter who has left primary school today. It's a big old day, an emotional day today in our household, so I've got to go and get her from a little after school party. 20-minute tempo run on the cars. I'm not actually going to call it a tempo run, I'm going to call it an effort. It's going to be a good effort, and I will explain in a future video, not in any of these videos, in a future video, why I've been cycling through 1 hour tempo runs, 40-minute tempo runs and 20-minute tempo runs at different paces. There's a reason, I'll explain another time. Anyway, today I have no time for B-roll, I have no time for anything exciting, sadly. You will get some raw running footage of me right now getting this run done. Then once we've got it done, that is it. That is the last big workout of the plan done. Well, I say big workout, 20-minute hard effort done. Of course, my legs feel pretty tired from the 12 by 1k we did only 2 days ago, so we'll see how today goes. I'm not expecting great things, but once this is done, that's it. We have a nice 4 by 3 minute on, 2 minute off taper week workout next Tuesday, and the rest is easy and steady. Nice long run tomorrow, taking it easy, taking it chilled. I can't wait. So we're going to get on with this because time is ticking. 2 miles warm up done. Let's get rocking and rolling. Okay, wow, that was probably brutal, but good brutal. Best 20-minute effort I've done in a long time. 5:34. For those of you that know the loop, it's a 3-mile loop, and it's kind of mainly down, up, then down, and then up. So the third mile always is a bugger. 5:34, 5:37, 5:51. Turn the corner, going up the main drag, headwind, just grinding up there. Turned around, came back down for the last like half a mile or whatever it was in 5:32 or 5:33 pace. So that was good. I know it was just the wind and the hill knocking the stuffing out of me, and not the fact that I paced it back, because we picked it back up and hit the same pace as we did, or a bit quicker actually, in the first mile. So that's solid. I've got 5 minutes to get home, not going to happen, and we'll talk all about the training that I've been doing. So there we go, that is all the workouts done for this half marathon time trial tune-up block. I can't wait, it's coming next weekend. I'm super excited, and that's going to lead me in to the second part of the video where we're going to be talking all about the training that I'm doing in a bit more specificity. So I know I said I'd do it after the 10k training block. I completely forgot to do a video about it. It's kind of fallen by the wayside, fell into the abyss, and I don't want it to happen with this. So although it's only 5 weeks to go through, it won't take too long. I want to do it so that it's on record and so you guys can see the training that I've been doing, and then you can leave your comments below about how you think it's went, and we'll see how next weekend goes as to how well the training has actually done. 2 things before we dive into week number 1. That is, number 1, I said in the first week's episode, or before that, I can't remember which video it was, that I wanted to run between 60 and 65 miles. I have achieved that. I said I'd also like to try and hit 70. I didn't quite achieve that. I wanted to try it for a week. The one point that I stress and hammer home to everyone is running is a patience game. And so I like to get to a new mileage and sit and hold for quite a long period of time. So I bumped my mileage up back in when lockdown started in the beginning of April to 60-mile weeks. I think it was mid-April I started that. And I've been hovering at 60 now, and we're at the coming up to the end. Well, we're in the middle of July, coming towards the end of July. So I've been sitting at 60-mile weeks now for 3 months, and I will continue to sit at 60 miles for another good 2-3 months before I even contemplate going up. Just getting my body used to doing 60. I'm not doing any of this yo-yo stuff, yo-yo mileage. That's when injuries start to occur. I like to sit and hold. It's personal preference. I know we like to sort of peak and come down. I do like to do that in a proper training plan, but when I'm finding new mileage, I like to sit and hold. So that's what I've been doing. And the second thing is that I'm not going to give specific paces on any of these runs I'm about to talk about. What I will do is say to you that when I mention easy pace, I mean anywhere from 7:30 per mile and below. And if I mention steady pace, that's going to be from 6:50 minute per mile up to 7:30. And then anything quicker than that, I will specifically tell you what that is. So without further ado, let's jump into week number 1. So week number 1 started off with a bit of a benchmark for me. I didn't really incorporate this into my training as such, but what I love to do at the beginning of any training plan is I've got a couple of specific workouts that give me a good idea as to where I'm at with fitness. One of them is 8 by 3 minutes on, 2 minutes off. It's a workout I start every single plan with, just because I love to see and reflect back and can compare every single 8 by 3 minutes on, 2 minutes off that I've ever done. I love to do this on rolling trails. I've got a great, what I like to call cross-country style course, very close to me, some rolling trails that over a 3-mile loop, it goes up, down, up, down, up, down, and then up, and then we do the loop again. And I get to do that loop twice and a bit in that 8 by 3 minutes on, 2 minutes off. So that was the first workout of the week. That was the Tuesday. And the Thursday we did 6 by a mile. So I'll come to the paces and that in a second. But starting off with Monday, 12.5 miles steady. So that's between 6:50 and 7:30 per mile. That was a great one. I was feeling great that day. We got the 10k time trial done on the Saturday. We had the Sunday rest and I was feeling pumped to kickstart the half marathon training. So we did 12.5 miles. Then we did 10 miles on the Tuesday, which was the 8 by 3 minutes on, 2 minutes off. On the rolling terrain, we had an average gap pace, which is grade adjusted pace. So I was running on the hills, but if they adjusted that gradient to be on the flat, it was all sub 6 minute miling, which is the best I've ever done that workout, which was great. Moved on to Wednesday, did a recovery run. I forgot to say in the beginning, recovery runs are anything slower than 7:30 per mile, like 8+ minute miles, that sort of thing. So I did 5 miles. My daughter was on the bike. I went out running next to her. I think it was almost like 10-minute miles. I can't remember. It was great recovery, just 5 miles. Moved on to Thursday, got the workout done, 6 by a mile on the trails, very gently downhill, very gently uphill, out back, out back, out back. 5:30. Average 5:35, I think it was, minute miling. We were going down and up, down and up. It was incredible workout. I was, again, best workout I've done on that stretch. And I do a lot of mile repeats on that stretch. So that was great. 7 miles of steady, I think it was, wet trails on the Friday. And then we finished off with a 21.4 mile long run with Matt. Okay, moving on to week number 2. It didn't start too well. We missed Monday, but this is the first week that was meant to start some more structured training. But I missed Monday because work was so busy. I think there was something wrong with the baby as well. It was just, he was a bit grumpy that day. It was a mad, mad day. So I ended up running Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And so I normally have a rest day on the Wednesday, as you guys know. So because I didn't have the rest day, I decided to just sack off a workout that week, make sure I was sensible and just do the one workout that week. But I compensated for that by doing an extra steady run. So we started on Tuesday that week on an easy run, which was 11 miles. Moved on to Wednesday, 12 miles, 8 by a K with 90 seconds recovery. Shorter recoveries in this training block, goal being practice race pace. Heart rate stays higher for longer because you're not having as much recovery. So your heart rate's not it's not going all out and then getting back into recovery zone and all out and back into recovery zone. It's kind of like race pace, back down for a bit of a rest, race pace, back down for a bit of a rest. And so you're holding your heart rate higher for longer. You're working a different stimulus, and it just, for me, gets me well prepared for upcoming races. Thursday, what was Thursday? 12 miles steady. That was it. 12 miles steady. Friday, easy bike ride with my daughter. My daughter was on the bike. I was running. Again, just kept the pace really honest. It was like 9-something minute miles or 8-something minute miles. Really, really good recovery run. And then moved on to the dreaded long run on the weekend. I managed to squeak out 20 miles that weekend on 4 hours sleep. So I was really, really happy with how that week went, despite the bad start and the lack of sleep. at the end. Okay, so moving on to week 3, and again I wasn't able to get out on the Monday. It was another busy day. Work's been really busy on the Monday for some reason, so again I did Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but because I felt so good the week before, I decided to chuck in that second workout. So we worked out on the Tuesday and the Thursday, so I didn't start the week with an easier, a steady run. I jumped straight into 14 miles in a workout. So about 2.5 miles warm up, did an hour's tempo run, and then 2 and a bit miles cool down, whatever it was. It was a really good tempo run. I was a little bit disappointed with the pace, but I wasn't going to complain because I was quite lacking on sleep. When I go out in the mornings, I don't tend to have breakfast, so I was running on an empty stomach, and it really can depend on what I eat the night before as to how energized I'm feeling in the morning. So overall was really solid. I think I covered like 10 miles in 1 hour and 1 minute and 11 seconds or something. So it was really, really good. So I did that. And then we had Wednesday, had a steady hours at 8.5 miles or something like that. So that was great. And then Thursday, second workout, 8 by a K again, 90 seconds recovery, dialing exactly the same as the week before, dialing in to that race pace, practicing it again, aiming to keep the kilometers between 3:28 to 3:35 in that region. We did it successfully again. Really, really happy. Friday, easy hour, I think it was, with my daughter. Again, she was on the bike, covered 5.7 miles. That was fantastic. And then long run on the weekend, I think it was 18 miles, had a massive GPS malfunction that day. I remember the watch going haywire. I was so mad. I had to plot the route when I got home. I ended up running 19.5 miles, and I knew I was running faster because that was the endorphin speed test, and it was 6:40 minute per mile pace. So it was almost kind of like a marathon effort on the trails for like 19.5 miles. It was a really, really long effort, and I was really happy with it. I felt great. But the GPS sadly didn't reflect that. So that was another really, really solid week. Moving on to week 4 out of 5, we were able to start on Monday. The first run was easy trails. I think we sort of like started really easy, and then I progressed to steady pace. It was in the Prism. That was the first Prism. So it was 15 miles we ended up going out and doing. It was such a great run. I remember that run. I just absolutely loved it. Everything was clicking at this point with training. So I was feeling really, really good. Moving on to Tuesday, we got a 40-minute tempo run done. So you'll be noticing a pattern with the tempo runs. I'm trying to cycle 1 hour, 40 minutes and 20-minute tempo runs at slightly different intensities. So obviously this week was a 20-minute one. Last week was a 40. The week before was 1 hour. And I'll go back and cycle through them again. So that week, or last week I should say, was the 40-minute tempo run. That was really good. 5:45 minute miling average pace in the speeds. Really, really happy with that. Rest day on Wednesday. Thursday, 8 by a K. This time with 5 by 200 at the end. Really happy with how that went. Again, Ks were all in the same, 3:28 to 3:35. So I'm really at this point dialing in to that race pace, feeling really comfortable with how it was doing. But to finish that off, then doing 5 by 200 in 35, 36 and 37 second range. Moving on to Friday, that was a 6.3 mile easy run, daughter on the bike. Trying to do this every week, you see, get my daughter out because she's loving the forest at the moment, loving cycling. So I'm getting her out, trying to incorporate her into part of my routine. So that again was a nice like 8:45 or 9 minute mile very easy recovery run after the 2 sessions that week. And then we had the long run on the weekend. I can't remember the distance on that one, but you'll see it below. That was a very easy long run. I just had nothing that day. If I remember rightly, 3.5 hours sleep. It was just insane. I just remember going out there and thinking, it was 18 miles, wasn't it? That was it. And my lad had just got no sleep. So I just went out there, clipped along, got the workout done, and again, another solid 60+ mile week. Moving on to this 5th and final week. Now, at the point where I'm recording this, I haven't yet done the long run, so I don't know how long that's going to be, so I can't give you a final total mileage. But what I can say is that we started off the week on Monday with a nice 9-mile run. Was that easy or steady? It will be on the screen below. I can't remember which one that was, but that was great. I then couldn't go out Tuesday. In fact, my daughter went to school on Tuesday for a bump up day, getting ready for her new class, and my other daughter was in school, so we just had the boy. So me and the wife went out and celebrated for a coffee at our local coffee house. It was just empty, no one was there, just had some wife and husband time. It was lovely. So I didn't run, and I'm not ashamed of it. I did not run. So I moved the run to Wednesday. So we're obviously running Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week. Wednesday, got the session done. The big session that you've just seen the video of. If you haven't seen the video, it's the last video. 12 by a K with Lee. Absolutely epic. Practicing the race shoes, practicing race pace, getting dialed in. 12 by a K, smashed it. did everything that I wanted to do. So confidence levels are up here. And that's all I needed to do this week. That was the only session, although obviously we've now done the tempo run as well, that was the only session that I needed to do to feel confident. So then moving on to Thursday, we got another 9-mile easy run done, feeling really good on that run. And then of course on the Friday, getting the 20-minute tempo run done and dusted with a warm up and cool down around that. So hopefully by the time I've done the long run, that will then be another 60+ mile week, and then we can jump into the taper next week. So there we go, that was my training for this training block. I hope that was useful for you guys to hear what my training has been like. I'm sorry it was a little bit haphazard, but I'm conscious that I want to deliver this training information to you, because I know a lot of you guys ask about my training and you're not on Strava, and that's fine. I want to kind of deliver it in a way that you guys can see what I'm doing and not just the odd workout here and there. You can see the full structure. When I get to a point where I actually sit down and do a plan when these races are back, like an 8-12 week plan, you will be coming along the journey and you will have everything there in front of you to see what I'm doing. But for now, this is just a nice recap of the 5-week bubble that we have done leading up to this half marathon time trial. So if you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and I'll see you next week for the last Chasing 75 and of course the big day. Until then.